All right, this is our first go around. Welcome to Pressmale. My name is Casey,
Okay.
and we are bringing to you a men's only podcast. There'll be exceptions, though. We'll have times we'll let you know when you can bring your female friend in. So we're gonna need you to check your wife at the door, your girlfriend, or your mama, or whoever you got in your life that you're with, and we will let you know ahead of time when we're going to be doing some things for them, such as driving tips. Yeah, driving tips for sure. You know, back in the day, I don't know who was the first set of men to allow women to drive, but here we are, and now they vote. So it's really screwed up. But anyway, uh, also, if you can't laugh at yourself, your race, your color, gender, whatever, you don't need to watch this podcast because we're going to have fun. Also, let's see what else, Kevin.
A lot of guy talk, a lot of guy stuff,
Cars, football, rodeo.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're going to have fun with
And
it.
anything else we can think about that's guy related.
Yeah, vacations. Hey, we just got back from deep East Texas vacation. Wow, it was awesome.
And we'll probably be visiting more exotic locations throughout the country. And we'll fill you in on them and maybe have video, some of the places we go.
Yeah, we're kind of new at this and we're really old, so it's going to take us a while to get going. But anyway, what else?
Locations like Yellowstone, that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah, no doubt.
Guy places.
No doubt. So we give our email if you want to send us money so we can go do these things. Also, there'll be cleaning tips for the women. We'll bring them in. We'll talk. We may rank like vacuum cleaners so they're not wasting their time when they're actually vacuuming. And hopefully you men are making sure these things are taking place properly in your home. What else, Kevin?
Start slapping.
Oh, let's talk about this too. Recipes. I know you guys are tired of those worn out, skanky recipes that your wife, mother, girlfriend, whoever's cooking you. We'll go over some hot new recipes for you. We actually had one last night, didn't we, Kevin, for dessert?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty bomb, pretty bomb. So anyway, we'll be talking about recipes, cleaning tips, driving tips. So those cases, you'll be able to bring your female friend back in the room. We're also going to talk about occupational. How would you put that?
Just not a. It'd be just like a conversation, more or less, with somebody
Yeah.
that has an occupation that maybe if you got kids or whatever, or if you're a young guy and you might want to think about what you're doing as far as a career path or something. Other, we'll have different people in here. Uh,
Or a young girl. We'll let you know when this is going to take place,
yeah.
and you can bring your kids in to watch it. It'll be an interview conversation. It'll start out kind of, how'd you get into this? Like, let's say policemen, firemen, nurses, truck drivers, beauticians, whatever it is, we'll just kind of get it started and let it flow naturally. And we'll let you know ahead of time also so we can not bring in, but we can give you a heads up where you can actually talk to your kids about it and send us some questions at our email address, which is Pressmale. I never forgot it. We'll get it to you here in a minute. Go ahead and make up some stuff, Kevin, because I have to find it.
Well, guy talk is the main thing, and it's going to be things that we know a little bit about. We may not know everything about them, or everything about it, but it'll be something we're interested in, and maybe uh, anybody listening, 4 or 5 of you can send us a question about it or an email about it, maybe telling us what we don't know. But it'll be things that even if we don't know about it, we may talk about it because we want to know about it. But it'll be guy stuff for the most part, and
Absolutely. All right. So anyway, moving on. Kevin was going to, huh? No.
You didn't find it. Got to find it.
I'll find it. We'll bring it to you before we have any of that going on. But Kevin was wanting to talk about, some of you guys are probably into the rodeo scene. Uh,
People I know are anyway.
yeah, people he knows. I don't know anybody that's I mean me and what's the gay guy? He's not gay. What's his last name? Gay, what's it?
Donny Gay.
Me and Donnie Day.
Donny
Me and Donnie Gay go back a long way. But other than that, I just don't know anybody. But Kevin's big into the rodeo. I love watching bull riding. Everyone, I mean, I used to watch barrel racing because my daughter barrel raced back in the day. I enjoyed that when she was doing it. I actually enjoy it when I do watch it with him. But bull riding is the funnest thing to watch for me.
I was just gonna say, anybody that keeps up with any kind of rodeo thing at all. Last night, Josh Frost. If you ever watched the movie 8 Seconds and you know about Lane Frost, and even if you're not into rodeo, you might have seen that movie. Well, his second cousin is who it is, Josh Frost. He clinched the bull riding title last night for 2024. He's got one more round to go tonight, and regardless of what happens, he's a world champ for 2024. So that's pretty cool. Another Frost.
I got a question.
What's that?
All right, history of bull riding. Do we know who the first clown was to jump on a big ass bull?
I have no idea.
We don't know.
No.
Hey, maybe we need to look that up, figure out who did that. I mean, you're walking
It was
around
like
out in the pasture and you see
I
a
think
big.
it actually became an event somewhere around the early 1900s. Like,
But somebody had to have the idea of jumping on the
somebody's
back of
like,
that big old thing.
hold my beer and watch this. I
Yeah,
guess one of them kind of
yeah.
things. I
Oh, that's true. They could have been drinking.
might have been,
That makes
yeah.
more sense. But
Whatever it was, it became it's a huge deal nowadays.
we are a PG rated. This is for you can bring your kids to this too. So we're gonna. I've told Kevin not to cuss as much as he normally does on here. So the only two words you'll probably hear is hell, and that's where most of you are going, and damn, which is also a noun. Because that's a place that holds back water. So if you got any questions about that, let us know. But other than that, we're clean. We're not going to get into any vulgar language or anything like that so the family can watch it. So anyway, other than that, let's talk real quick before we go about the Dallas Cowboys. Is
You
that
want
it?
to
Are we
talk about
done?
the
Are
Dallas
we done?
Cowboys? Not much to say
No,
about the Dallas Cowboys.
you know, geez, it's not hard to figure this out. I mean, it's been 30 years. And, the minute Jimmy Johnson was gone, that was it. I mean, anybody could have stepped in the next year and took them to the Super Bowl. It was already in place. So I don't really give, what was his name?
Switzer.
Switzer. I mean, I like the guy. Nothing wrong with the guy, but anybody could have stepped in that role and won the next Super Bowl. It was already set for him. All they had to do is step in and just not screw it up. Uh,
And
but
you
man, I tell you what, Jerry Jones, great businessman. I ain't gonna say anything bad about him there, but until he backs away and lets someone like Jimmy Johnson did take the
he's
reins.
not as knowledgeable at football, I don't think, as he is being a businessman.
Yeah. So in my lifetime, from this point forward, I mean, it's been what 30 years, almost right at 30. What was it? 95 was the last
96,
one, or 96?
something like that.
Yeah. So we're coming up on 30 years since the Dallas. I mean, when I was growing up as a kid in the 60s and 70s, the Dallas Cowboys, and the Pittsburgh Steelers, the only two really dominant, other than, I mean, later on, San Francisco stepped into the light. But other than that, we were the bomb. And it continued on through the 90s, with Troy Aikman and all those guys. But then, boy, I mean, the minute Jimmy Johnson was let go, it just went to crap. And it's been that way ever since. I don't care if you're winning, what is it, 15 games a year and you go to the playoffs and you lose the first one. Who cares? Nobody other than us Dallas people are going to remember that mess. And we don't. I'm to the point where if they lose, I really don't care anymore. I mean, I just don't understand going to that stadium and spending $200 just to sit there and drink a cola and support these guys. It's just a mess. I feel sorry for the Cowboys that are really trying. Uh,
Well, we do have a we've got pretty good history. I
Very
mean,
good history.
we've been to 8 Super Bowls. I don't know if anybody's been to 8 Super Bowls. Has anybody been to other than Tom Brady?
Yeah,
But
that's a
over the
good
years,
hit.
we've been to 8. We've got 5 world championships.
What's Pittsburgh's?
They've got 6.
And they've only been to six.
They've been to six or six. No, we beat them. We beat them once.
Okay.
They
Okay.
beat us twice, and we beat them once. So, but they do have six. So, we got a history. We just don't, just it was 30 years ago from day one to 30 years ago. That's our history. I mean, it's pretty much been some winning seasons, a lot of winning seasons, but just nothing after, when the playoffs start, it's like one and done, and we're
Yeah, and nobody cares if you have a winning season if you're always sitting at home on the second round of the playoffs. That
right.
doesn't help anything. So anyway, uh, I don't see him getting it back anytime soon either. So we're going to have a. We've got a few
Well, we may
people.
get like a very good draft pick this next year too, because
We need
we're
about 11 of them.
we're stuck in that pretty bad. And I think the draft picks is probably going to be pretty good, and we need to take advantage of whatever draft pick we get. And I'm thinking probably in the top 4 or 5 somewhere because there's a lot of teams that aren't no better than we are. So we should get a good draft pick, but hopefully we'll take advantage of it and start getting the quarterback some help, like the line, defensive line, offensive line. Uh,
Yeah, you look back at the '90s team that won 3 or 4 Super Bowls. There, you look at their offensive line; they were like number one in the whole NFL. I mean,
you could have been running.
I could have been a running back behind that crowd. Yeah, the line made all the difference. Troy Aikman was able to set up and do what he wanted to do, and then you could tell at the end of his career when he didn't have a line. How many concussions did he take after that?
I
I
don't
mean,
know, but he had 10 or 11, 12 through his career or something
yeah.
like that. So
And at the end, he just had to finally walk away because he didn't have a front line protecting him anymore. Like right now, our quarterback, what's his name, redheaded guy?
Cooper Rush.
Is he redheaded?
Hmm.
Okay. Cooper Rush running around back there trying to save his life. I mean, how can you play a good game? You're always worried about getting hit. So I don't know. We'll go. We'll keep an eye on that. And then, buddy of mine, he loves the Eagles, which we hate, right? Yeah, we
That
don't
likes
like the
through
Eagles.
snowballs at Santa Claus. He like
No
nobody.
doubt.
He like nobody throw snowballs at Santa Claus.
KC, I've always kind of liked them, and it's easy to like them now. So I mean, it's been easy for what, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years.
They're 2 in a row, working on 3 in a row this year. Could be the
Goodness.
first team to ever do that.
Yeah. So every time they win, I'm okay with that. So anyway,
I think
other
that's
than that, what else? Anything else? Yeah, I ordered me a new Western belt. Even though I'm not a cowboy, uh, I play one on TV. Kevin ordered a new buckle. If we combined the two, we'd have a complete set, but we didn't do that. So anyway, I think is that all you got down that you want to
yeah,
talk about?
that's it.
Nothing else coming up this weekend. Tomorrow, Sunday, it's all the NFL stuff. So we're good.
Church today.
Yeah, church today, going to church. Also, hey, coming up, we will. If you have anybody, let's get serious here for a minute. If you have anybody struggling with alcohol, drugs, or anything else, we will, at the end of our episodes, we'll give a number out that they can contact somebody who really cares about them and can lead them in the right path here in the Dallas Fort Worth area, anyway. So we'll be bringing that to the podcast also. Other than that, we can say goodbye now.
Adios.
Adios, amigo. We'll talk to you later.